It's also going live on LinkedIn. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, we're going live, getting this thing set up. Excuse me for a second there. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. It's gorgeous here in East Tennessee, and thank the Lord for weekends and for gorgeous days like this. It's amazing, isn't it?
Fall is here for
Yeah.
sure.
We're
Yeah.
we're sitting outside, and we're hearing our kids. Our boys are out in the yard playing with neighbors or playing football. You'll probably hear them picking it up, the audio of that, and that's some of the reason why we're doing our live here, is so you can hear that as we talk about our subject today, which is what kids really want for Christmas.
Before we get into that, we just want to introduce ourselves. For those of you who might be new to our group, we are Scott and Rachel, and we are committed to helping Christian couples get a quick turnaround in their marriage. In fact, we help Christian couples finally end cycles of conflict, negativity, and disconnection, and reclaim the love, passion, and playfulness that they once had when they first got married. And
Yeah.
if you are a Christian couple and you're looking to improve your marriage, whether it's pretty good and you want to improve your communication or just up level a little bit, or maybe you guys are in a really dark place and you're needing help, you are in the right place, and we're glad you're
Absolutely.
here.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, we just want to bring you up to speed on a couple of announcements that we have going on. First of all, we're going to be having a gratitude challenge coming up really in the next week or so. We'll let you know, but you have an opportunity to get a free date night in the form of a gift card. So that's really exciting. So be on the lookout for that. You have an opportunity to interact, but also to be actively showing gratitude to your spouse and really also to the Lord. And we found that really is so critical for couples that want to turn around, is showing gratitude is so key. And so we just want everyone to experience that by being intentional.
Yeah, we have found, not just with our clients and with the families that we've worked with over the years, but research has shown that
Yeah.
when you can implement a daily habit of gratitude, you can lower your stress level, you can improve your appreciation for life, you can actually improve your appreciation for your spouse, your overall well-being. You'll feel better, you'll be happier, you'll feel healthier. There's a myriad of health benefits to doing it, and so we dive deep with that on our clients. But we want to do this challenge because we want to encourage everybody in our group to participate. Last year we had a wonderful I should say a lot of people participated. I couldn't think of the word. And so anyway, we're going to be doing that for the month of November. So we hope you join us for that. We do want to give away that free date night and encourage all of you.
And also, and in the net, we'll be announcing it in the next few days when the exact date will be. But we're going to be doing our 5 secrets that couples use to turn around their marriage. And this is going to be a live event. This is going to be really exciting. It's just going to be for folks in our group only. And you'll have to sign up in advance, and we'll give you the Zoom link for that. And we're going to be on that together. It'll be very interactive. Obviously, we've got some content to share, but if you've got questions in that, we're going to be interactive on that. Rachel and I are going to be in that call together. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's just, again, totally free for everybody in our group. So we're really excited about that. Just be watching for that announcement really, really quickly.
And
really
we also will be having a time for Q&A afterwards.
Yeah.
So if, for live Q&A. So we hope you tune in and check that out as well.
Yes, that will be live, so you get all the excitement. So guys, today we wanted to share about what your kids really want for Christmas. Now, I know it seems like Christmas is far away, but if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, they got the Christmas trees out already. So it's here, isn't it?
It's 2 months and 2 weeks away. It's hard to believe.
And
actually less than that.
And really what we want to talk about is not just Christmas, the holiday season. We want to talk about Thanksgiving, and we're almost here at the end of October. It's amazing to think about, but this is the time of year when we're thinking about end of the year, we're thinking about the new year, we're thinking about Christmas, Thanksgiving, all these holidays at the same time. So really that's the place that we're coming to you from about the subject today.
Yeah, we want to talk about what your kids really want. And for those of you who don't know our story, we had several years where we struggled terribly in our marriage. We had poor communication, we had poor intimacy, we were fighting a lot, we were very disconnected, very lonely, and we really, really struggled. And so I remember one particular Thanksgiving was coming up, and we thought, well, all we need to do is just we need to go get away, go to the mountains and go see family and go where it's cold. We lived in Florida at the time, and we thought, if we just get away, things will be better, and if we go see our family. And honestly, I remember that Thanksgiving so well. It was it was terrible. It was
Yeah.
we it was not any fun. We were not very thankful, and we just continued to struggle amidst even more stress because there was more extended family around,
Yeah.
and it didn't solve our problem, and it really wasn't what our kids wanted.
Well, it is that they wanted to be with family. There's no question about that. But it's like, you've got these great memories in the past of when you're celebrating with extended family, and we had great expectations of, boy, it's been rough, but maybe if we go there, it's going to be fun, it's going to be good. And I just remember not only that you and I we were getting along, but it was just like
Not
we
really.
we were showing up. I mean, on that holiday.
We were, well, let's
I
say
mean,
we were cordial for the people around us. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, but I guess my lasting memory of that was mostly that it wasn't that we were clashing right then with all the family around. Like, we were well behaved in the moment,
right.
but it was just like I was walking around the shell of a man that I used to be. It was like I didn't even feel complete, and that makes sense. We're one flesh, and if we're not operating as one flesh, how are we going to show up in life at all
Mm-hmm.
the way we're supposed to? So I remember, like, family would be, they'd be talking to me, and I couldn't engage. I just felt like I was in this fog. I was like stuck behind this wall in some ways, and I couldn't really communicate. I couldn't really connect with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even enjoyable for me. I was disconnected from my kids. I was disconnected from you, and disconnected from all the rest of the family. So what kind of Thanksgiving is that going to be?
Mm-hmm. And I remember feeling even more frustrated that you couldn't get your act together and just at least pretend while we
Yeah.
were there, and it was just a lonely time, and it was a lonely time. And I remember other Christmases where we thought, okay, we know what, we know how to get out of this. Let's just spend money that we don't have
It
and
was that same
buy.
Christmas too, by the way.
It probably
Yeah,
was. I don't remember the
the
year, but
worst one.
I remember let's just spend money that we don't really have and buy gifts we really can't afford to try to placate our kids and make them feel happy, even though because they could feel the tension in the house. They
Yeah.
could feel the walking around on eggshells, like what mood is mom and dad going to be in? How's it going to be today?
Yeah.
And nobody really being able to relax and enjoy being together. And we bought all these things, and the morning of Christmas was just frustrating because it was just like open presents. Nobody was grateful, and I was in the kitchen just slamming the dishes around. Nobody appreciated the breakfast I made. It just wasn't. It was like this hallmark idea of like what I wanted to be, and it just wasn't because we weren't
Right.
connected. We weren't really on the same team, or you know really connecting at the deep emotional level that I wished we were.
And when we realized that, and it wasn't just like, oh, it was a week or two of this. I mean, this had been going on for months and in some ways years, right?
Yeah.
And so when I think back upon it, I know in my heart it was like my kids have been through so much that I really want Christmas to be nice for them. I really want the holidays to be nice, even if it means we get into debt. And by the way, I didn't talk to you about getting into debt. We just bought it. I just bought the stuff because they really deserved it because of the hell they've been in.
And it was sort
You
of
know?
like us paying penance for,
Yeah.
like apologizing for like the
Mhm.
situation of, how our family life was.
And it was really bad when we were just both competing with our gifts too. Like, you're buying gifts and I'm buying gifts, and we hadn't even talked about
Yeah.
whether that was wise or not either, and how much we were spending.
Right.
So it just was like out of hand, and that was like the least grateful Christmas that they had, when the Christmas they got the most stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
in so many ways, we look back and we see, wow, like we tried bringing them places, we tried the family gatherings, we tried the gifts, extensive gifts, and it wasn't at all what we hoped it would be.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it was the opposite.
Yeah. It ended up stressing us out even more because then we
Yeah.
had to pay that stuff off
Yeah.
and deal with the aftermath of all of that. And so what we have come to learn, and your kids are not going to tell you this.
No.
Our kids never told us this, but what they really want is they want a peaceful home where mom and dad are in love and they feel secure.
Mm-hmm.
They really want a fun Christmas where it can just be making memories with just hot chocolate and driving around and seeing the lights and not doing all this crazy stuff and spending all this money that you don't have, and
Yeah.
covering up the fights that are going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And so what they really want more than anything is the stability of a home where God is at the center and where the marriage is strong enough so that the children feel safe,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And if you were to ask your kids like what they want for Christmas, like what they might say would be like, I want that video game, I want the new Xbox, I want this doll, whatever. They could go on and on about the things
Yeah.
that they could buy. But what they could never really truly express is they just want peace in their hearts. Like even if you had a Christmas that was really lean in terms of gifts, if you guys were close as a family, if you guys as a husband and wife were close for the first time in a long time, that's far greater than any gifts you could give them. I wouldn't say you could give them coal and they'd be happy. They probably wouldn't be. And it really ultimately isn't about happiness though. It's about what they need. And what they need most of all for Christmas is for you guys to be one. And that's what God has designed marriage to be. And so often, and this was our problem, is that we were going about it, you competing for the kids' affection over here, I'm competing for them over there. We're not on the same team. We're just trying to make them happy. It was a fool's errand, never getting there, ultimately getting the kids what they needed because they couldn't have even put into words what they needed most of all. And actually, it's what we needed most of all. What kind of crap did I buy you for Christmas that year? I don't even know.
I don't know. It probably went in a yard sale a long
You
time
didn't
ago.
need it. You didn't want
No.
it.
What I wanted was your heart and all of that.
Exactly. And we did. Yeah, that's what made it, looking back, what was so difficult about that is that we just tried to like buy it off. It was like, we're going to buy off this Christmas. And that is the exact opposite
Yes,
of what you guys need.
it is. This being 2020 and the crazy year that it's been, the holidays are kind of like all of a sudden on us, right? It's like like summer was like 10 months long. It felt like because of COVID and everything. And yet here we are in October. Christmas is 2 months away. Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. Like what if in just a few short weeks things could be totally different at your house? What if in just a few short weeks, the way you wake up and feel every day about you, about your spouse, about God, about his goodness, what if that could be completely different in just a matter of a few weeks? What if by this Christmas, you could give your kids the gift of a marriage that has been strengthened? Like that is totally possible. And that is totally awesome.
But Rachel, that's impossible.
That's what so many people say, right?
That is like, oh, it's been bad for 5 years. It's been bad for 20 years.
Oh, we've been in therapy for 9 months. Everything made it worse. Or the people who come to us typically have been through a lot of other things, and they've tried a lot of other things.
And we are, guys, by God's grace, we're blowing that mindset out of the water with our clients. That's the thing, is that we're getting amazing turnarounds in a short amount of time. And it's inspiring. It's amazing. It's exciting. And I just can't help but think, guys, this is the greatest gift that you could give to your family. And imagine if you could look back on 2020 and say, that was a rough year in some ways, like the COVID and the at home and the masks and everything that you've had to do, all the school interruptions, everything that's happened this year. If you could say at the end of 2020, this was an amazing year because God brought us into a whole new chapter as a family. Guys, what else could you ask for? That's the greatest thing you could give to your children, the greatest thing that you could give to each other, the greatest thing you could give to yourself. It would pay off dividends for generations to come. And quite honestly, guys, this is a Christian group, obviously, this is the most God-honoring thing that you could do. It really is.
Absolutely. So if you are looking for some help, if you're trying to figure out what to do next, like you've tried a lot of other things, or maybe you haven't tried anything, or maybe you don't know where to start or what to do, you've read some books or whatever, we want to just encourage you to check out our free masterclass, the 5 shifts that our Christian clients make to get a quick turnaround in their marriage. And we'll post that link below. And we want you to encourage you to just check that out and see if you can apply some of those principles and get some help now. Absolutely. We want to tell you there is hope and help available. We are a walking testimony to God's grace. And we have learned that he does not waste any of our pain, any of our brokenness. He uses it and weaves it in this story of delight of like, and it's like every great movie and every great story that you've heard is about a comeback, right?
Yep.
Or about an underdog. Like that's why we love Rocky, because he keeps getting back up. We want to encourage you guys to keep getting back up. If you've tried 10 other things, give it one more shot. Like, don't give up. The good God of this universe is rooting for you. We are rooting for you as well, and we're here for you. And we want to encourage you to go ahead and check out the masterclass and see if you can get some help today.
Yes, absolutely. And that is our heart's desire, is that we want to impart and give to others in whatever capacity that is. I mean, sometimes it's going to be encouragement in our group. Sometimes it's going to be, we're available to enroll people as clients as well. But ultimately, our heart's desire is for other couples to experience what we did. And it's not that we've arrived by any stretch, but we're at an entirely different place.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can have that too. And to have a better taste of what God intended for marriage to be, to leave a lasting heritage to your children. And, as I think about our own children in Rach, some of those seasons were tough. And I think at the time, and even right afterwards, I thought, man, these kids are going to be scarred. We've hurt them. We can't undo this. It's never going to be undone what we've done to them. And that's not true. That's a lie. And our kids are thriving. They're not
That's
perfect
true.
by any stretch.
Your kids can learn
Yeah,
from your mistakes. That they're
absolutely
smarter
they
than
can.
you think, and they're
Yeah.
more resilient than you think. And when they see you humble yourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to get some help and we're going to focus on this right now. Like that's what, that's what we did with our kids, that it worked. And I mean, and they're learning, and hopefully they're going to be able to avoid the problems that we did, right? We always want more for them than what we had for ourselves. And so we want to help them avoid the pitfalls and demonstrate to them that the marriage has to be a priority and the family comes second. And so, anyway, we want to sign off and just encourage you guys, if you're struggling, there is hope and help for you.
Yeah,
We serve a God of the impossible.
absolutely. What is impossible with man is possible with God.
Amen.
So you guys have a great day. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.